Hi students, welcome to Easy Elimu Learning Simplified. My name is Mbithe, and in today's class we'll be looking at an introduction to parts of speech, and our main focus today will be countable nouns and uncountable nouns. And so a part of speech, which is also known as a word class, describes the role that a word plays in a sentence. So a sentence is made up of different words, and all these words play different roles, and that is what a part of speech does. In the English language, there are 8 parts of speech: nouns, pronouns, adverbs, adjectives, verbs, prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections. And so for today, we are only going to focus on nouns. So we are going to start with nouns. A noun is a naming word. It is the name of a place, a person, or a thing. And there are 2 sentences there. Nairobi is a big city. Nairobi is the name of a place, so Nairobi is a noun. Big is a description, so that is an adjective, so it is not a noun. And city is the name of a place, so that is a noun. So in the first sentence, we have 2 nouns, Nairobi and city. In the second sentence, my sister is Pani. Sister is the name of a person, so sister is a noun. Funny is a description, so it is an adjective. So in the second sentence, we only have 1 noun. Nouns are subdivided into different categories. So there are countable nouns, uncountable nouns, compound nouns, proper nouns, collective nouns, concrete nouns, abstract nouns. However, today we are only focusing on countable nouns and uncountable nouns. We are going to talk about them, their characteristics, how to distinguish them, how to identify them as well. From the word countable, you can tell that countable nouns are nouns that can be counted. These nouns can be used with articles such as a, an, or the, and they can also be used with quantifiers like some or many. In the subsequent classes, we are going to learn about articles and quantifiers. So, for example, you can say a house, a cow. You can say 3 houses, many houses, because you can count houses. House is a countable noun, and so they do have a singular form and also a plural form. You can look at a few examples there. I will buy an apple today. I will buy some apples today. You can also say, I will buy apples today without necessarily using a quantifier, and it will still be correct. The second one, lend me a book. Lend me a few books. You can count books. So book is a countable noun. And lastly, there is a lady at the conference today. There are many ladies at the conference today. You can count ladies like 1 lady, 3 ladies, 10 ladies. So lady is also a countable noun. So we have said that countable nouns can have a singular form and a plural form. So that means that there are several guidelines or several rules that we have to follow when converting them from singular to plural, and we are going to look at them. The first one is, if a singular noun ends in S, double S, CH, or X, you add an ES to form its plural. And you can see the examples there. Bus ends in a single S, so you add ES to form buses. Glass ends in a double S, so you add ES to form glasses. Bush ends in an SH, so you add ES to form bushes. Church ends in a CH, so you add ES to form churches. And lastly, box ends in an X, so you add ES to form boxes. The second rule is that if a singular noun ends in an O, you add an ES to form its plural. For example, mango, you add an ES to form mangoes. Hero, you add an ES to form heroes. Another example would be tomato, you add an ES to form tomatoes. Potato, you add an ES to form potatoes. Echo, you add an ES to form echoes. But of course, there are some exceptions, like the word studio, you will not add an ES, you will only add an S to form studios. Video, you will also just add an S to form video. So there are a few exceptions. The third rule is that if a singular noun ends in a Y, you drop the Y and add IES to form its plural. For example, the word lady, you drop the Y, then you add IES to form ladies. The word family, you drop the Y to add IES to form families. However, there's also an exception in this one. So if the noun ends in a Y, but the Y is preceded by a vowel, you will not drop the Y, you will not add IES, you will just add an S after the Y. So a word like day, D-A-Y. A comes before the Y and A is a vowel. So you add an S to form the plural, which is days. Ray, R-A-Y. A is a vowel. So we will not drop the Y, we will not add IES, you just add an S to form raise. So please take note of that. Lastly, if the singular noun ends in an F or an FE, you drop the F or the FE and add VES to form its plural. For example, leaf ends in an F, so you drop the F and you add VES to form leaves. Life ends in an FE, so you drop the FE and you add VES to form lives. So that's it for countable nouns. I hope you've understood. So let's now go to uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns are just the opposite of what we have talked about. So these are nouns that cannot be counted and they do not have a plural form. There are many examples of uncountable nouns. For example, food, dust, sand. Those are substances. It can be qualities like kindness, courage, obedience. It can also be ideas like advice, information. It can be liquids like milk, water. And lastly, it can be concrete things like luggage, baggage, furniture. So you cannot say 1 furniture, 5 furnitures, 7 furnitures. No. You can only say furniture. You can only say food. However, you can say a glass of water, a glass of milk. So what I have done there, I have used quantifiers to try and quantify these nouns. You will learn more about phrasal quantifiers in Form 2. So I hope you have understood and now you're able to distinguish between countable and uncountable nouns, and you're also able to give examples and construct sentences of each. So there's a quiz there for further practice. Please have a look at it. I will do one question, then you can do the rest. Give the plural form of the following nouns and then use each in a sentence. So a word like toy. The plural of toy is toys. Toy is the letter Y is preceded by O, which is a vowel. So the plural, when you're doing the plural, you just add an S to form toys. And you can say, my nephew has many toys. That's it, and see you in the next class.